low HP, had no motivation to try and trade it just there. That is a very tough loss for ence just as they took control. 13-12.
Yeah, in the final analysis, that round is going to be one of the heavy ones that we're going to have to go back and look at and think about what would have happened if it had gone the other way. But not right now. Orb on Hades, Orb on Farlig. They don't have much to work with on the end side, but they want to see if they can put the pressure on Astralis anyway.
They could use a plant in this round. Just for future financials. If they can't win it, they really need the extra 800 bucks. Oh dear. That's so insane. That's a huge gap. Blame F? Okay. They jump across.
And might be for the best that was an M4. If that had been Farlig out there with the AWP double scope, that you probably don't make it past.
Yep, it's going to transition Farlig over to the ramp room with the AWP to cover that gap in the defense. Good pick from Hades. Blame F just wanted some information. He's picked off. Farlig has to rotate away from ramp now, and that leaves Xyp9x all alone in the lower bomb site.
He's getting a little bit of backup from the ramp now, but you're right. Not a lot of defense down here, and a lot of time still for ence. We've seen them do the switcheroo before. They could do it again. 50 seconds. Spinks holding in case someone tries to rotate that way. Farlig, he's got his eyes on the control room, but Xyp9x has to cover basically this, and right behind him there's the early kill. Xyp9x revealing his position though, and Farlig doesn't get to escape. He's dead already. Nice shot from behind from Diha, able to get the job done, and they can't really get down here. They have to surrender the round.
Oh, that's so crazy. Xyp9x, that position is so strong, but once your teammate goes down, you can't get away. There's sound cues no matter where you move after that. Xyp9x just had to remain exposed to everyone and predict where the next fight was going to come. Equally as well, almost deja vu to the first half. Astralis had a very similar round with just Tech-9s where they had to silently creep into the bomb site before giving away the game because they didn't have nades. ence as well had one flashbang that whole time.
Yeah, and they still made it work. And the fact that even after winning the first couple of fights to get down lower, that kind of a slowdown, using the time that's left to creep in and win those fights, really cool to see, really good. Because the pressure is absolutely on right now for both teams. This is typically where you start to see more and more players make mistakes. Hades, though, I think 25 kills at the end of this round. Oh, that's wild. That is not bad at all. Top fragging Hades at the moment.
Yeah, playing really well. Another timeout. We're going to see these just burned round after round in these pressure moments.
Nade stack outside.
Okay.
It only works in 1 out of 1,000 rounds. I like those odds.
Yeah. You like them, huh? We'll see what they got. I'm a little interested to see what kind of a buy they can even put together down the stretch, because we've been trading rounds a little bit towards the later stages of this half, and like hard to build up that losing bonus, obviously. Hard to build up like a decent amount of cash flow to really go with it. So M4 on config.
Okay.
Deagle on Farlig with no armor. He's going to try and save up for an AWP. M4 on Glaive as well. So buying what they can. Xyp9x saving 4,600 in the bank. There's some elements of danger here, but obviously the strength is config and Glaive.
Not really a nade stack, but a pretty good nade on Diha nonetheless. Glaive trying to jump up top. Oh, he's been spotted. Yep. They knew shooting him through the smoke. It's a cool idea for Glaive, and actually in the past, Glaive has been one of the people who's been very successful at making these outside aggressive plays, so
yeah,
looked
like he was going to roll back the ears and go old school for a second there. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a teammate with armor to drop that M4 over to. All those pistols are just unarmored upgrades. So pressure put outside by ence, but they don't really want to do a whole lot with it. Just leaving Diha to solo lurk. Look for peeks. Control any re-aggression. Snappy's going to join up with them, so they're just falling back to throw the wall. They're going to come right back to it.
Good stuff, even clearing that close position with the Molotov to make sure no cheeky Danes that snuck up. Try and stop them.
Double op on the T side as well. Spinks has one just playing super passive, but he missed this. He missed this. Oh, I can't believe they checked. They might have heard a sound cue. Somebody, I think Spinks might have called it last second. Oh, he's in trouble. On the ground. Deagle's out. He got knifed, but he still finds the kill.
What now? Oh, they're going to go. This is perfect. There's no one here.
Yeah.
Round done.
But that's almost okay for Astralis as well, because Glaive can just keep the M4. He'll have to find safety from the bomb blast.
Yeah, there must have been something, right?
Yeah, there had to have been something to turn that far away at secret, unless someone is just literally a god. 15-12, ends 3 chances. Spring finals within their grasp. But Astralis have set themselves up for a very nice buy in the next round. They're not going to go down easy.
Yeah, that is the big upside. You're right. They kept quite a lot of money in the bank to be able to try and go on a bit of a run here on their own. They need 3 in a row without making really any mistakes. Man, and so close. And this would be obviously amazing. They've already had a really cool year, but this would be the cherry on top right here. Taking blame F, not letting me get a rifle. It all counts.
All right, Astralis, you got 1 timeout left. Do you take it now?
I can't believe it.
I want to know how he got there.
Yeah.
Did they push lobby and ramp? Yeah, he just went up the ladder.
You must have.
It's the only thing that was available. I want to know how it was heard or spotted or what gave it away. That's unfortunate. I thought config could have changed the entire round. All right.
Here we go. 15-12. Pressure towards Mini already, blowing open the door, expecting a reaction. And they almost got it with that flashbang, but they're going to abort there. They're trying to end it right now. Onto the bomb site we go. Farley gets up high, and he'll get the 1 kill, but this is still pretty good. Traded evenly into the site. It's a 3-on-3. And they're going to go for the bomb plant. No, they fake it out for a minute. They want to see if anyone is crazy enough to come running through. Sip.
Oh, God.
Oh, they go right down, and that M4 is going to eat them. Oh,
no!
He jumps on top and no-scopes him. Sip is gone out of the round, and now it's a 2-on-2. And this time, the bomb is going to be planted, but how do you get down to actually do it? Diha is ready and waiting in the smoke. I don't even know if he could see it, but he got the headshot anyway. And Farley in the corner. He knows where he is, and he has to do this before Diha shows up. Oh, he's so dead. There it is. ence. They make the final and knock out Astralis.
That's incredibly impressive from ence. What a run they've had through the spring showdown. Even shutting down a red-hot Astralis, a lot of people started having faith in what we've seen. Positive signs, not making it all the way. But ence and their ability to adapt and find solutions is absolutely incredible.
Yes, it is. They played Astralis on some of their best maps, probably their best maps.
And they got destroyed in the first map. This series started out with them getting demolished.
This is some really incredible experience for ence to have. Again, they've already been playing well. But they had to dig deep to try and win, especially this last one.
Yeah, but I mean, the nice thing is both teams building up to a nice point, you know, right at the perfect moment within the calendar year.
Yeah, we love to see it. A lot to break down, and luckily we have the desk with us.
Despite a 16-3 loss to be beginning off this series, ence managed to completely turn the tides. They are the ones to kick Astralis to the curb. They're the ones to be champions of the European bracket and pimp. They are the ones to be qualifying for the spring finals. What an incredible fashion to be doing it.
Yeah, that was a tight fashion of them to do it, right? They had to pull out all the tricks of the book, finishing with a no-scope in the vents in order to solve the round and get the W. ence had to fight for it. Astralis played a decent game of Counter-Strike, but ence were the better team tonight.
I know, absolutely. It was so nice to see. And we got a great performance out of Hades on the 3rd map, which is fantastic to see always.
Yeah, it was absolutely incredible. And the fact that, you know, they managed to turn it around from that first map, make it absolutely nail-biting on the grounds of Nukem. That was what we were kind of praising ence for coming into this, their ability to adapt, the ability to overcome. And they proved it through and through to be nagging that spot in Lisbon.
They did. And you could see on the player camps as well, they were getting hyped up. They were getting excited. Madden as well when he was winning, you know, both the fists just put together and showing some of that passion that we'd love to see. Again, when you lose the first map 16-3, it's easy to think as a viewer at home, you know, that, oh, that's going to sting, that's going to be rough. But momentum doesn't carry from map to map. You can maybe, you know, have momentum from one side to another when you're playing Mirage as an example. But when you get that 10-15 minute break, you get to decompress, you get to talk about the next map. And we saw ence, they came in fighting and they played a good game of Counter-Strike on Ancient, and they played better than Astralis and Nuke, hence why they qualified.
Yeah, to me, I think this is true professionalism, not letting that Mirage get to them. They just shrugged it off, wiped that dust off their shoulder, and they were like, okay, guys, let's settle up for map 2, which they performed really well on Ancient, and then we found the map 3 again, showing the best
I really like the fact that you bring up Hades in this one as well, because I feel like it's been a really nice storyline for ence throughout this tournament. The fact that we've been able to pinpoint particular players on particular maps throughout particular matches, it shows that, you know, they have a really bolstered side. They're getting those individuals out to shine, and we got to see the best of the AWPer on this map.
Yeah, it's interesting. And actually, at the beginning of the tournament, like just from what I had seen from him, he looked as though he was very frustrated, even in the first series that they had played. And I was a little concerned of him. I remember doing segments about him, but it seems as the tournament progressed and they were just performing better and better, that his, as well as the team environment, just got so much better, and he performed better because of it.
To me, this was a great learning experience as well. We got to see where these two teams stand right now coming into the major. Obviously, both of them qualified, one in an easier fashion than the other. Astralis were just 2 rounds from not qualifying. We also saw Astralis, you know, they made a couple of mistakes. I have an eco play I want to show you guys, and it happened so many times, not only here in Nuke, but also on Ancient. You win the pistol, and then the following round you lose. They do an inside execute right here, and I like the idea of doing it, but they're just disjointed coming out. Glaive couldn't find the first one, Config couldn't find the second one, and then everything falls apart for Astralis. Now, this round was very, very expensive. When you win the pistol, you always want to try to convert the second one. It happened on Ancient. It happened here on Nuke. It happened almost in the second pistol, which Astralis also won and just barely converted, winning a 1v1. And outside of that, they lost 2 force buy rounds here on Nuke. I'm not going to take anything away from ence whatsoever, but Astralis, they could have won this game if they were better against these force buys.
It's true, and there was a clear trend in the last 2 maps of this series that it was so messy in the first 5-6 rounds. You know, you didn't know who was going to run away with it.
It didn't really seem to matter in terms of weaponry for ence in some of those moments as well. I know when we've moved over into the second half, there was a particular round that you highlighted, round number 20, where it just didn't seem to matter for ence. They just had full force confidence going into it.
Oh, 100%, yeah. And they were coming out onto the top site with a half buy, seeming like that was the plan, right? And they actually, getting this trade was so important. But what actually happened here that was really nice to see, and Jason pointed it out on the caster desk as well, that as soon as it came down to this 3v3, ence just decided to slow it down. And I love this. This is just experienced veteran play. It doesn't surprise me if Snappy actually made this call to rotate down to B, because this was probably the best call that you could have made.
It was beautiful. It was well done. We see Hades here. He's salving the round by 2 kills with the AK-47. And again, you know, it was a trend throughout the entire game. It happened on Ancient a couple of times. It happened on Nuke a couple of times. And I'm sure right now, Astralis are obviously super, super disappointed. But it's also something they can learn from, right? This is what they lack. Farley is starting to play well. BlameF is playing a solid tournament overall. Config is playing well. They just need to iron out these small mistakes before they're ready for, I guess, the bigger games and the bigger stages.
Well, huge congratulations to ence for managing to make it through to Lisbon. We do have Madden on the line for our winners interview. First of all, huge congratulations, man.
Thank you. Feels great.
We could see just the reactions in your camera as well. Can you tell me what's going through your mind right now? Not only did you manage to make it to Lisbon, but you've come the entire way here through the Spring Showdown. Can you tell me what it means to you?
It means a lot. Like the first time I'm gonna play in live in front of the crowd, like in the arena. It's first time for me and probably most of us except Snappy. So like the feeling is just incredible.
That is going to be absolutely incredible to witness. I do want to go back to the beginning of this series, though, because unfortunately we did see you losing out on your own map pick. Didn't matter in the end because you sealed it out anyway. But I just want to know what was kind of said in between that first map and then going into Ancient. What was said between the team?
Snappy was constantly repeating, we need to just mentally reset fully, like just focus on next map. It happened what happened, so we just need to focus on another 2 maps that are in front of us. He was repeating like 10 times, just guys, please mentally reset fully. We're gonna get this. We have 2 maps in front of us, we can do it. And yeah, I think everyone mentally resetted after it.
Madden, you're the newest addition to this very explosive ence lineup, and as of recently, you've been doing very, very well. Right now, number 5 on the world ranking as well. Are we seeing the best of ence right now, or do you think there's more in store for us in the future?
I think we are playing pretty good at the moment, but I think we can still be the contender that can win the tournaments. I think we can always go into the playoff of the tournaments. We're just gonna improve. We still played only 3 months with me, so like in a few months, I think we're just gonna play better and better, and we can also win some big tournaments.
And for you personally, right, how comfortable are you with an ence? I saw yesterday against Heroic, you're firing on all cylinders, and big part of the reason as to why you won, whereas today it's a bit up and down. Are you still finding your footing, or how is it going?
Like first 1 month, like in the lineup, I didn't feel very confident. I changed some positions and everything, but each individual helped me a lot, especially Snappy and our coach helped me a lot to like just feel more confident. They let me do some of my plays. And now it's getting just better, and I feel much more confident at the moment.
Yes, Madden, congratulations on the win. I wanted to ask you, because I've been giving so much love to Snappy up here on the desk, and since you were roughly new to the team, what is it like playing with Snappy? Like, what's your perspective on him as an in-game leader?
I think it feels great to play with him. To be honest, he always let his players speak, and he likes to listen to everyone. And also he lets the players kind of do their own plays, and they try to fit them into the playstyle we actually have. So it's really good from him that he makes everyone in the team kind of confident in a way. So yeah, that's his strength.
Perfect, thank you.
Well, Madden, I'm sure you're gaining a lot of fans throughout some of your matches as well. I just wanted to give you the floor to say anything to them now that you've qualified for Lisbon. It's going to be one of your first times entering the arena.
Yeah, I wish everyone thanks that you guys supporting us, especially ence and me. Since in my country, CS is not that popular, so also I think this can be some kind of sign for a Balkan people that everything is possible and they can achieve their goals if they work hard.
Well, Madden, thank you so much for your insight. Thank you so much for your thoughts.
Thank you.
Huge
Goodbye.
congratulations. Cannot wait to see you in Lisbon on LAN.
Thank you.
And that is the most incredible story arc about the entirety of the Showdown. They came through the qualifiers. They managed to survive an absolute gauntlet of a bracket in that European competition. And Madden getting to have one of his first big LAN experience in Lisbon. You can't ask for anything more than that.
Listen, they had to beat all the Danes in this tournament, starting out beating Copenhagen Flames, who played so well during the major qualifier. Then moving on to Heroic, who were the top-seeded team coming into this bracket. They were the favorites to qualify for Lisbon. They also took them down in style 2-1, especially on the third map, dominating Heroic. And now against Astralis again today. Started out so poor, but finished so well. ence has without a doubt had the toughest way going into the final, and they fully deserved a spot at Lisbon.
Yeah, I think this is a proper run by ence. I'm very proud of them. I think this was done as a team. There was no just one player. I mean, of course, we saw a star performance out of Spinks, but there was no just one player that completely stood out above the rest. So.
No, I kind of want to get your thoughts just in terms of what it actually does mean to the players to be able to go to these LAN stages in front of big crowds. Of course, you've been there. I just want to get your kind of perspective on it. What will it mean for some of these players doing it for the first time?
Yeah, this is extremely special. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if there was a little bit of nerves involved when the time comes, but the preparation is different. But something that they're going to feel that they've never felt before is just the vibrations of the arena. Even when you shoot an op in the arena, you know, and of course, even in Lisbon, right? We know how electric this crowd is. So I think they're in for a beautiful time.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely incredible to witness. Of course, we do have to recap our Mursk MVP as well. You guys have been voting over on Twitter. We had 3 players that were left in contention to be taking this crown. You guys have voted for the big boy Blame F. I think it is definitely fair to be awarding it to him, considering, you know, the numbers he was putting up throughout the entire tournament and the consistency coming out from him as well.
He did everything he could. As a player, Blame F had a fantastic tournament, and from start to finish, he's been the best player of Astralis, not only in this tournament, but ever since he joined that squad. You kind of like to put him up against the likes of Config and sometimes also Farley, the uproar within Astralis, but there's no doubt right now that Blame F is the one constant they have. Every time he joins the server, he is more or less good for 20-25 kills. So Blame F right now is not only MVP of this tournament, but he's been MVP of Astralis for a long time.
Yeah, it makes me a little sad, but this is a classic Blame F performance. It's too bad that we didn't get to see him win, but I think these are just the trials and tribulations of this roster to see and find out how they lost this series, because I think this is going to set them up for the major.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited to see what they're going to be delivering going into the major. You know, obviously we're bringing up Blame F as our Mursk MVP, but the fact that we're seeing a little bit more comfort throughout Astralis, the fact that Farley, you know, getting more integrated into the team as well, I think that does spell better things for the Danes going forward.
I agree, honestly, right? They were 2 rounds away from not qualifying for the major, going up against Heat in that map on Ancient, winning a force fire and then surviving. It was so close to miss out, you know, on the major. So for them to be in the final of this tournament and pressure ends all the way to a point where a third map could have gone overtime, I think overall Astralis can be happy for their performance, but there's no doubt to me that ence were the better team.
Yeah.
Taking down Flames, taking down Heroic, and taking down Astralis, those are 3 very quality teams that they all bested.
Well, we have crowned our European champion here at the Blast Premier Spring Showdown, but there is one more matchup to be getting underway to find out who will be taking the last spot in Lisbon. It's going to be FURIA taking on the underdogs of Pain to see if they can continue that run and pull off the upset. It's coming up after the break, and you don't want to miss it.
Why can I think of this right now, dude? Okay, so
Dang, I don't buy like with my numbers like that.
This is like a mental game. It makes me confused.
Wait, can I change my answer?
Okay, so round 1, 1-3. That is a P250.
Why can I think of this right now, dude? Okay, so one is your pistol, and we're on CT, so USP, GAULES, and then P250. So it should be P250.
Okay, I think the first one is a deagle.
Okay, 1-3 is the P250.
Wait, can I change my answer?
B25. B25. I think I never buy B25. Oh, yeah. It has to be
2-5.
That's heavy shotgun. I think that's Negev.
I think that's a Negev. Yeah, because I always miss by it. Or not always, but I used to miss by the Negev.
Let me think about the wheel, because these guns I buy with the wheel. Because I like to open the shotguns menu, like I think I'm shopping in the market, and I just choose whatever fits best my pocket.
2-5, maybe like a P90.
If I go here, it's I just holding my mouse here and imagining. Okay, if I go here, it's the auto shotgun. So I think B25 would be the heavy Negev.
Wait, 6-3-5? When do you hit 6? Oh no, dude, I'm horrible at this. 6 is that's for ops, right? Or sniper? I don't know when you hit 6, because I think 5 is like the Kevlar, and then where you get a kit. So I don't know. I don't even know what 6 is.
6-3-5. So 6 are going into the nades.
Nades, dude.
The flash and then smoke for the 5.
Dude, why? I buy nades all the time. How can I not get this? This is insane.
I never use 6. I use the 6 I go with the mouse.
6? I don't know. It must be like a heavy weapon or something. Like I don't even know what that is. Like, and you have to press 3 times to get the weapon. Why am I so confused right now? I don't know what that is.
The mouse would be like here. So 3-5. I don't know. Let's go with smoke. Let's say smoke. I don't know.
I feel like I did horrible.
Oh my god, dude. I just keep forgetting what these nades are, man.
FURIA didn't break a sweat on their run to the final. ATK and Godsent have proven no match for Brazil's #1.
They boost. Oh, okay.
And the close range. Ooh, safe with a no scope on top. No, not again!
Not like this. Oh, look at this angle from safe.
Sees the shadow, locks it in.
Wow.
A spot of the spring final is theirs for the taking. The magical run continued as they took down mibr. Pain are riding high with nothing to lose.
This opera goes up close. And Nithon, he earns that clutch.
Yeah, he's not scared at all.
Smoke grenades for the cross. Big Uzera could just come down to a nice time peak. Easy. Wow. All too easy. Neither of those players ready for the Big Uzera. This matchup will be their ultimate test, but only one can take the final place in Lisbon.
The Battle of Brazil as Pain and FURIA are going toe-to-toe. The biggest underdogs of the tournaments thus far, taking on the South American giants. And we really do mean it when we say that we did not expect Pain to be in this situation. All we have to do is look at their tournament run so far, and we thought Liquid would be taking them down at the first hurdle.
Yeah, that was a massive, massive win for Pain Gaming, taking down Liquid in the fashion they did, you know, leaving no doubt that they were the better team in that matchup. Then coming into the mibr game where they also won 2-0. mibr, who previously coming into that game had won 7 maps in a row against Pain Gaming. Well, it all turned around on the table. Pain were the better team, 16-10, 16-9, and they now stand in the grand final here. Just one best of 3 away from fighting in the arena in Lisbon.
Wow, yeah, something that I love so much about Pain is that this is the most important tournament that they have going on right now. But they've been doing so well as a squad. So I really hope that they can put on a good show against FURIA, but I don't know, I'm optimistic, but we'll see.
I think this is undoubtedly the biggest test for them thus far in the tournament, you know, despite managing to take down Liquid. It was pretty close. Pretty dominant win versus mibr as well. But I think from both sides of the equation, there are a couple of duos that we want to be putting under the spotlight for different reasons. Let's start off with Pain. Who are the kind of 2 people that you're focusing on for this one?
Oh, I mean, you go with Nithon, right? Obviously, as the AWP player, you also look towards some of the rifle power coming out of Hatzauer and Big Uzera. Those 3 would be the guys, you know, that you look towards when you want your firepower going up against FURIA. They are the stars of the team. They are